Good morning, everyone. Welcome to SVE Demo July. This is our second global demo event. Welcome all of you from all over the world to watch this live session. As many of you already know, we selected 6 companies last 1 week, and the 6 startups video had been live on our YouTube channel, SVE Silicon Valley. And you still can vote now for the Entrepreneur's Choice Startup Award. Now we have the judge panel to select the winner of Startup of the Month award today. So I want to introduce our judges, particularly what they are looking for. Before we let the judge introduce, I want to explain the judging rules. Our judging rules is very simple. It's called the favorable score from -1 to 2. If the judge don't like you, they give you -1. If they ignore you, it's 0. If they like the company, but the judge has nothing to do with your company, they give you 1. 2 is one you want to pursue. Means that if the judge like you and would like to have a date, means a 15 minutes one-to-one talk with you, that's a score is 2. 3 is that the judge really fall in love with the startups. They give you 3 to explore potentially engagement. So they're very simple. So now let's get started. First, I want to introduce our judges to themselves. James, go ahead.
Thanks, David. My name is James Drage. I am based in Eastern Canada, but investing really across the world, mostly in Canada and the United States, a little bit Europe and the Middle East. We have a early stage venture fund that invests primarily in life science, medical device, and technology. Although we have 2 kind of sidearms. One, we'd like to do things in the video game and children's entertainment space. And the second is a little odd. We like to do stuff in the algae or algal technology space. And then we also have a venture debt fund, which does more growth and later stage investing. And so really the motto that we operate under is nothing positive is forbidden. And so we're really just looking for positive opportunities in companies that have growth potential.
Great. I noticed that Scott just joined us. Scott, can you introduce yourself? You have like 60 to 90 seconds.
I'll be briefer than that, David. Thank you. I apologize for being a bit tardy. So my name is Scott Armanini. I have been here in Silicon Valley for the past 30 years. I've had leadership positions in companies including Microsoft and Accenture Ventures and several other companies. My interest in startups really spans the globe. I'm looking for startups that have an opportunity to affect at least 1 billion lives. And on the basis of that, then I would look at investing in them. An example of companies I've invested in, well, Bloom Life would be perhaps the premier one. It's a smart pregnancy application to unlock the mystery of what takes place to the body during pregnancy. So those are the types of companies I'm looking for. Thank you.
Great, Scott. Amazing. You know that our theme last year was impact 1 billion lives. You should take a look at our video last. We have lots of speakers talk about that one. It's great to see you again, and we should sync up after this event. Now I want to introduce our F50 Elevator partner, Pawan. Pawan actually was the host of SVE Demo Global in our Global Capital Summit. Welcome, Pawan.
Thanks, David. Good morning, everyone. I'm Pawan. I'm partner at F50 Elevate. I'm also co-founder of 3PM Ventures. It's a small fund which I personally run it. I'm an ex-founder. I did 2 startups in the past. And in between startups, I also spent 2.5 decades in the corporate world, mostly in the B2B space. And I have funded 14 companies in India, UK, and USA. Mostly early stage companies. I'm very sector agnostic. I fund those companies where I can add some value based on my background and my experience. And I back great founders. I bet on founders. So I'm looking forward to hearing great stories and interaction with the founders today. Thank you, David.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Stephanie.
Yes, hello everyone. I apologize, my screen appears black to me, even though I've got video on, so it must be a technical issue. But hello, I'm Stephanie Maris. I'm Managing Director of the Entrepreneurship Center at UCSF. That's the University of California, San Francisco. We are a Silicon Valley-based university that specializes in graduate studies for life science and healthcare. And when I run the entrepreneurship program, I work with our clinicians and scientists and graduate students who might want to start a company and teach them the elements of a successful business plan. We've been very successful in preparing these new ventures for investment. And so I'm very clear on what the investment world needs to see to be interested in putting their funding into these companies. So I look forward to hearing the feedback today and preparing some feedback myself.
Thank you, Stephanie. Now, Manish.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I think it's a good morning for you guys. It's late afternoon, evening for me here in England. I am a doctor based in England, specializing in sick preterm newborns. I have also an interest in innovation and large scale change. And as part of that, I'm interested in companies, startups, entrepreneurs who are interested in healthcare innovation. And the primary interest is sort of, again, going back to what was mentioned earlier. Can we change billions of lives? Can we make things much better in terms of health outcomes? So that was my main interest. Thank you.
Great. Rio.
Hi, thanks, Dave. Hello, everyone. My name is Rio Kurita. I'm a general manager of KDDI San Francisco office here. And we are the corporate venture capital of KDDI. KDDI is the second largest telecom carrier out of Japan. We have about 30% market share and 50 million plus subscribers. So we are looking for our startups who could eventually make synergy with our service portfolio, or who could be interested in entering the Japanese market eventually. Thank you.
Great, so dear.
Yeah, my video is recorded, so you can get all the information there. But I'm Sudhir Kadam, venture partner at Faida Growth. Our portfolio comprises largely of B2B frontier tech startups, and we are very, very exit-focused organization. We're looking for companies with early adoption and repeatable traction. Our interest in healthcare basically is in mental health monitoring and therapy devices to address the corporate challenges of workforce stress and anxiety, particularly during these challenging times of forced work from home. Thank you.
Okay, great. So just want to highlight, we have 6 companies selected for this demo event. And now let's start the question answer session. And also we have a shared folder, Google folder in our Google Calendar as well, which include all the startups information. Not all the information, many of the information we have. Okay, you can just, if you cannot find the folder, go to our calendar invitation. It has all the folder links. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our first company here. So I noticed that, okay, so I'm going to call the company since the Dr. Ram seems not on yet. So Doughcan.ai. Okay. So let's move on. Jennifer is ready. So let's do the Jennifer Hubley Surgical. So yeah. Maybe you can use the 30 seconds to introduce yourself to refresh everybody's memory.
Yeah, hi everyone, I'm Jen. I'm the head of venture opportunities at Hubley Surgical. Hubley is basically this cranial drilling medical device company, and we work on improving neurosurgery, specifically intracranial access. which is whenever anyone drills a hole through the skull to get to the brain. This is actually the most common neurosurgery procedure, but has the highest complication rates. The current kind of solutions in the bedside and OR drill don't really have these safety features of like plunge prevention or catheter guidance that Hubley is incorporating into our drill. So our ease of use and safety features can greatly increase the number of lives saved by up to 10,000 per year, and also the number of financial burden on healthcare. So we can save hospitals an estimated $10,000 per procedure. So that's kind of a blurb on Hubley. Happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Maybe I could start out then. It was a good presentation, thank you. Just, I understand you want to sell this to hospitals, and I'm wondering if you've had a chance to speak to hospital purchasing people and understand what their requirements are.
Yeah, definitely. We're actually part of this NSF I-Corp's accelerator program right now. So we're conducting 100 interviews over 7 weeks.
Excellent. Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. That's where our CEO is right now. But it's gave us a lot of insight on like, you know, indications we can help with, and also with healthcare administrators. We've been interviewing them on kind of the purchasing process and how that relates to surgeons and us.
Great. Well, it's an excellent program. I'm actually a certified instructor in it, so I very much endorse the customer discovery process.
Awesome.
Keep at it. Great.
Thank you.
Well, I guess if nobody else is going to ask a question, I'll try another one. I saw that you have submitted IP. Can you talk about what sort of IP and how, when it was submitted, and whether you've done a freedom to operate search?
Yeah, definitely. So we have 2 patents pending. They're both provisional, and I think our first one was filed in 2018, and we had another one filed recently in November of 2019. So this is kind of relating to our drill design and how it incorporates a lot of other features. They're kind of built off of a predicate device. And then we did an FTO search, and there was nothing like similar that would like clash with our IP basically.
Okay, great. So this is going to be a 510K?
Yeah, class 2 510K.
Yeah, okay, terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jennifer Minesh here from England. A couple of quick questions, if I may.
Yeah.
One is, what sort of numbers are we talking about? So how many of these devices are used in the US on an annual basis? And secondly, why have you chosen a once use option only rather than something that could be used again?
Right, yeah. So we chose this procedure. Basically, this is the most common neurosurgery, and actually 100,000 of them are performed each year in the United States. So right now, we're still working on market research for globally, but there's already a huge market in the US. And we're also expanding into orthopedics. Our drill can basically be used anytime there's this danger of drilling through bone and into the nerve. So things like knee replacements, hip replacements, a lot of orthopedic surgeons have already kind of talked about how that could be useful. So numbers wise, we have up to 8 billion in revenue of neuro and ortho combined. So there's definitely, you know, a lot of lives and patients that can be affected with this. Could you remind me your second question again? Sorry, kind of got lost in the thought process.
That's okay. So why have you gone for a once use device only?
Right, yeah. So the current bedside solution is actually a disposable device. And we found that like with talking to in our, with our interviews with other surgeons, that having the like one use device might actually be cheaper than having to sterilize it each time, especially because often these neurosurgery procedures, like you know, with ventriculostomies, they're often like emergency procedures. So having it be more, you know, convenient, having it be more accessible was definitely a benefit here.
Is the primary benefit the reduction in infection, or is there a different benefit, which is that it's actually safer to use rather than the post-operative effects?
Yeah, I think that post-operative effects and safer to use are 2 big parts. I can talk a little bit about the features. First of all, like we are introducing battery power. which makes it a lot more efficient than, hand drilling, and a lot more accurate too. It can reduce the time of the procedure. But along with battery power, we're also introducing like catheter guidance. So right now, like I talked about the $10,000 a procedure that we can save. Right now, it actually takes surgeons an average of 3 passes to get the catheter in correctly. So a lot of that cost comes from catheter misplacements, where our like catheter guidance and angular precision can definitely help. And the big thing we're having is also plunge prevention. So most of the, like I talked about, our drill can basically come in whenever there's a nerve or like, sensitive brain tissue under a bone that we're drilling through. I think that the our research shows us that the most common complications in neurosurgery are this over drilling and plunging into the brain.
And is this, the drill itself is used by a neurosurgeon or an orthopedic surgeon if you go in that direction as well? Are there also robotic implications for this?
Yeah, that's definitely one area we're looking into. Right now, we're all hardware, but as we expand, we're applying to things that have like software capabilities, or thinking of implementing different things inside that can, especially with neurosurgery, there's a lot of connection, machine learning, artificial intelligence world. So we're definitely looking to expand into that possibly in the future.
Thank you.
Jennifer, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I saw like 2 of team members on the video plus you 3. Can you explain how many full-time staff you have and how many other important members?
Right, yeah. So on our team slide in the presentation, there's a little bit more detail. Basically, right now, the only full-time employee is our CEO, Casey. And then we have like, I think there's like 4 important founder members and our advisor. We have like VP of engineering. Tyler does a lot of the prototype development now. And then with Nikhil and Amit, they were doing a lot of the initial hospital research and like connections with Northwestern Hospital, where we have advisors too who are actually really excited to use our drill once it enters the market. So I think that those are kind of the key members here.
What is the valuation you are looking for your next round of fundraising?
Yeah, so we finished our pre-seed round, and then we're going into a seed round in September. I don't have a lot of the details yet since we're still kind of working those out with how COVID kind of changed our financial timeline, but that's something I'm definitely happy to share once I get back with Casey.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jennifer. So let's move to our next company, Doughcan.ai. Ram is here. So Ram, you have like 30 seconds to do a very quick introduction, not the video presentation. So the video had been played. So just very quick intro about yourself. Then I'll let Jad ask the questions.
Definitely. So Ram, I'm ex-Microsoft research. I was into robotics, and then I moved to sales and marketing. We used to do a revenue of around $50 million of selling Visual Studio. Came to Valley, Bay Area, started a company, got funded by a conglomerate, Tata, then moved to a late-stage investment firm where I've done over 15 deals. I led investments for my company into Alibaba, Palantir, MongoDB, Exobionics, and like a dozen companies. Now I'm back again as an entrepreneur because entrepreneurship is fun, making value, building stuff. And I have a portfolio of companies, and now one of my primary operating company is this Doughcan, where we build air purifiers, air sanitizers. So I'm into this germ identification, germ thermometer. I want to build the germ thermometer. That's what I want to do with this company. That's my introduction. So yeah,
So I have a question over here. Okay, so I saw your presentation. I think it's a great product. Congratulations on that. And what is the technology that can suck all the air from that room and do an UV on that? And I think you go beyond UV, right? That's your patent. Okay, you go beyond the conventional lights, right? And you put them on steroids, basically, okay, to do 99.99% of germ killing. So can you briefly explain that part?
So here I did not invent the bulb, but I invented the driver for the bulb. Every bulb today emits at some 254 nanometers frequency or 265. but our driver makes the bulb move from the end-to-end frequency with the most germicidal effect. So that's how I was able to achieve. And 3 weeks ago, it was just a theory, but just last week, the labs came back with the report that yes, our efficacy is much better. So I'm OEMing this device. So I'm making these air purifiers, which is better. But I'm also selling this bulb driver, the ballast, where it's like a choke for all the bulb.
No. So are you into technology licensing for your ballast, or are you into making the device itself? Because these are two conflicting businesses.
Sure. In my past businesses, I've done OEM. I have as well gone to the market, and it has worked out for me. It has worked out for Zoom as well. Zoom did licensing and white labeling as well, and went to the market with the brand as well. So I will be going with the Doughcan and the products, which I have 35 employees working on a full-time on a basis to manufacture this in the production line. And while we also do this, we sell ballast. We also license. We are also talking on a licensing deal with 3M, Panasonic, Fujitsu, and exploring the options for OEM as well. So OEM, white labeling, and the product to the market. So we have 3 go-to-market strategies, and our revenues are looking forward for a $3 million of revenue this year, which is quite easy to make.
Okay.
This is a picture of our factory. Yeah.
So how difficult for your competitors to use a similar technology?
So there are 2 ways I learned. One thing I learned from the Bay Area is anything is copyable, and the only way to defend yourself is to run faster. So number one, if you ask me, even Elon Musk's SpaceX is replicatable. Yes, it can be replicatable, but theoretically entry to market is higher. So I believe that the barrier to entry is higher with our technology because it involves not only the scientific invention, but also about the manufacturing capability. So there is barrier to entry. To answer your question, there are the patents which defend our entry, and we have fast-tracked our patent process. So we could get it in another 9 months. And given all these things, the best way to defend yourself is to run faster.
So going back to your monetization model. So your monetization model is to sell hardware, basically, including OEMs. It's not like a subscription base.
So here there's a great question regarding the business model. So I actually have a couple of business models in place, but at the moment, I'm only selling the one-time hardware. Plus, I call this as AMC, annual maintenance contract. So I have the yearly subscription and I have this one-time hardware buying. However, my distributors have come up with innovative ideas to put it in completely a monthly model. You just give me like a $19 a month, and you lock in with a 24-month contract, then the device is yours. So that kind of a model, and I'm just still working on this. But I'm open, but I haven't hit the gas on that model yet. This hasn't gone live, but for the moment, I'm doing this one-time hardware. So this is where I need some innovative advices from business mentors like you guys. Where if anybody has done a monthly subscription and know how it works, I would love to get some inputs on how to put this in practice. It's just a business. It is a business model innovation. We need to think about.
Ram, quick question. So in terms of this device, right, you are managing the entire spectrum of that UV light, whatever it could do, the bulb. So is there any way you would be able to capture the data of the environment around it? Or you just fire the bulb across the frequencies, assuming that there are germs around?
It's a brilliant question. Who's asking this? Maybe I'm not seeing you. It's a brilliant
Power. Yeah.
Pawan, it's a brilliant question. Our roadmap, actually, this is what we do. Today, I'm manufacturing bulbs. If you see this part, I've explained. I want to create a device which is the best germicidal device, and I want to create a sensor which measures and tell the people, yes, it is working. Because today, you look at anybody in the world, they say, oh, I'm a Kent or a Oro, and I purify water, air, but you don't have any feedback associated with it. So I really want to have a crux in the company that anything we claim we need to measure. So I'm coming up with an IoT sensor which would look something like this, just a rendering, but something like this, which will measure the air quality and as well as the germ efficacy level, which is coming out of the bulb. So I'm able to constantly monitor, yes, I'm killing germs at that frequency. So, and this is also internet connected. And my large data game is I'm creating the device, I'm creating a measuring device, I'm creating a data platform. And we have hired data engineers from the day one of the company to go build data platform. So if a government wants to look at, or a weather channel wants to look at, with a click of a button, they would exactly be able to tell that who, where, how's the data quality across the nation.
Okay.
So,
hi, Raminesh here from UK. You obviously mentioned quite a different set of, I guess, products as well as services. So 2 questions. One is looking at the next 2 to 5 years, if you would have to pick a signature product that you're going to focus on, what would that be? Because you've given quite a wide repertoire of different products and services. And secondly, can you talk us through what is the problem that you're trying to solve, and how confident you are that your current product or its improvements over the next year or 2 are going to solve that problem?
definitely. So in the Bay Area, we always have this learning. Anything you do it end to end. So here I want to do air and water quality end to end. When you say end to end, I need a measuring device. I need a germicidal. I need a measuring device. I need a data platform. So what appears to be a different product is actually, so it's all the same. That's what I see it as. I mean, I need to start somewhere. So I start off with the killing device. Then I wanted a measuring device, and I have the data platform. So that's to answer your question. The first question, yeah, it's all the same story. We all walking towards the same direction. I want to be the go-to company for air quality, to maintain the air quality and measuring the air quality. And regarding my 5-year plan, it's very simple. We start off with a $3 million of revenue this year, and we're already on that. We are already sold around 40,000 worth of products. We have another $200,000 worth of products in this, which is in manufacturing. We already have $1.7 million worth of LOIs around the world. So we are through. I mean, I'm confident that I can make $3 million. That's not a huge deal. But my next year revenue plan is somewhere looking at around $10 million. In 5 years, I'm looking forward to make around $150 million revenue. I mean, my dad's a doctor, and I've been in the medical field. I have a lot of distributor friends who are in this space. So I'm pretty confident that I can achieve this $150 million revenue. And I've all got government connections. I've done government contracts in the past. So $150 million in 5 years. I want to own the measuring air quality space, measuring, and killing and measuring. And I think those both will put us in the map. And then down the line, I want to do the water also. As one of the times you also pointed out, I think water is the biggest problem. Air is a bigger problem. So, and germicidal action, if my technology is applicable for both, I just wanted to actually concentrate on both. We got some airline friends at the moment. We're focusing on airlines and hospitality industry, which is hit the most by the COVID. So I want to bring the economy back for now. And there is a market in the hospital segment where, I mean, I want to equip all your hospitals with the germicidal the devices, so that people don't get acquired infection at hospitals.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ryan. We're going to move on to the next company. And by the order should be Mo from Uncle. Hey, Mo, you're muted. I'm going to unmute you. Are you there?
Hi, David. Good morning to you. And good morning to all the panel down there.
Morning.
Go ahead. Can you do a 30-second introduction?
Yeah, my name is Mo Pulani. Actually, my name is Prabhakar. I come from India, Maharashtra state, and I've been into this country for almost 29 years. And my main forte is, my background is I've done my Ayurvedic studies back home. And when I came to this country, I worked with pharmaceutical companies like Warner Chilcott, Procter & Gamble, and I did extremely well. And after some time, I decided, you know what, we always believe in Ayurvedic, food is medicine. So I went into food industry. I had a couple of few good restaurants catered throughout the country, as well as we were catering overseas also. Then I said, let me come back to a medical field. And it so happened that I'm a diabetic. So I had a leg injury and it was taking a while to heal the product. So I was doing a lot of research. And in 2017, I came across through this gentleman. His name is Dr. Guna. He's the owner of Helicol Foundation. So we clubbed with them saying that, okay, guys, this product is good. How about we take over the marketing? So from from June, to be very specific, we signed a contract of 30 years to get this collagen out. Now, this collagen is one of the most researched collagen. It's basically a type 1 collagen. It's a bovine collagen. It can be used for all surgery purposes, any surgeries and all. It can be used. It heals faster than any other thing. But at the same time, especially when it comes to diabetic ulcers and all, it's really, it takes a long time to heal, especially because of glycosyl.
No, sorry to interrupt. So the video is live. So we just wanted you to introduce you 30 seconds. It looks you're done. So so the main point right now is let Judge ask questions. So you have a very interesting company. So I will start here, since you have been around for, my goodness, more than 20 years.
Correct.
The product has been around. So my company must have lots of upside and down. So what is your, where do you see the opportunity? Why do you want to reboot, not start raising money? Maybe what is the trigger?
Yeah, the trigger is the product is good. It's a gold mine, but how can I cater this goodness to throughout the world? So we need money right now to recruit some good star representatives throughout the country. The best thing about it is all these years, we were not approved by Vizient. Only last year we got approved by Vizient. It's one of the largest GPO in the US. And right now we are available in 4,000 hospitals. So all we need is some good representative to represent that so that it can bring up a sale. So what was my thought process is, if I get funded, we can recruit like 300 top-notch class representatives.
Sorry, just raise money to hire people. That sounds not a good, good pitch. So what is the trigger? So you have lots of opportunity in the past. What is the trigger now you started raising money?
Yeah, because we want to increase the sales, because this is a good product. Because
what changed the last 6 months and 9 months? What is the biggest change?
The biggest change what we had is like we got approved by Vizient. That's one of the important thing, and we have got all the 3 patents approved. So that's one good thing. And the biggest change in my life was like, I use this product by myself. Even though I was diabetic, I used it and I healed my wounds, I healed my ulcer. Basically a prolonged ulcer, which took almost like a year to heal. And this product was able to heal. So I have that confidence in the product where I know for sure there are a lot of other people, like how James said, if we could basically bring life to billions of people, and if I could change their lives, why not? Because especially this product can be used.
So how long you have been running this company?
Pardon?
How long you have been running this company?
Almost 3 years now.
Okay. So before that, what was your role in the company?
My role, I'm basically a distributor as well as a marketing guy for this company.
Okay, so what is the revenue last 1 year, or maybe this
So for last year and a half, what we have done is almost $1.5 million, and we have got some few good orders the last week with O'Connor Hospital and other hospitals down in Bay Area. So I see there is a lot of liking toward this product because there's no other product like this. Because this is one of the best collagen. But other collagen.
Keep repeating. Sorry, so just keep your answer very short. Every time you go back to, I saw your love to your product. Every time you start pitching your product, we saw your product. Sounds good. Thank you. I'll let all the judges to ask.
Okay.
Mr. Pulani, Minesh here. A couple of questions. One is, Are there any randomized controlled trials you have done utilizing your product with other obviously alternatives?
Yes, we have done in Stanford. We have a documentation. We have a double-blinded studies also done in Stanford.
So what sort of numbers? What sort of numbers of patients are we talking about?
Around 253 patients we have.
So just total work done has been on 253 patients.
Correct.
Is there a reason you have not done more? Because on your original video, that single example you showed was from 2007, I think, if I am not mistaken.
True.
So why haven't bigger trials been done on the product? The product to me looks good. So one of the questions and one of the ways to improve market penetration is better evidence to show it's definitely superior. So what has limited you from not doing bigger trials for this product?
We have done bigger trials in India, but here, especially in US, we were able to do with these trials and got this product approved, you know. So we do have a bigger trials which we have conducted in India, and I can bring and show you the documentations for it, you know.
And my other question, if I might quickly, is you said the type 1 collagen is bovine origin. Is there other options in terms of origin? Because sometimes that might restrict your market in terms of the particular type of animal from which the collagen comes, or potentially going forward, have you looked at synthesizing this rather than it coming from an animal source?
True. To answer your first part of the question is definitely there are other collagens available. It can be a plant collagen or it can be marine collagen. Especially in Japan and all, they use more of a marine collagen. But you know, the purity wise, when you compare, the bovine collagen is 97% type 1A collagen, which is much more purer than any other collagens, you know. That's one thing. But we are also thinking about what you said is synthesizing it, then getting from like a cow and sheep, this thing. Absolutely. We are thinking about it. Now, as you said it, we are also thinking about something else. As we move ahead, I'll enlighten you there. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hello, Mo. This is Stephanie. So my question, a couple of questions. You mentioned it's patented. So what is the IP you have and how long is it going to last for? So in other words, when does it expire? Because you have been around for quite some time. That's my first question.
Okay. We have patented, like we have like 3 patents, like, you know, I can show you this thing, and it is still almost like we have like 12 years to basically run out of the patent. So we do have a lot of time to, but still we are doing a lot of innovation in that type of collagen so that we can extend the patent of the product.
So what sort of patents are they?
So this is basically a type, how you extract the collagen, how you maintain the collagen, how it takes a granulation, formation of granulation, how this collagen invites stem cells for that particular thing. Because especially when you want to basically heal the wound, then you need a stem cells for skin, different stem cells for skin. So this collagen basically invites those things, triggers on a nanotechnology level. It basically triggers to basically come and sediment on the skin for skin stem cell. Similarly, it does for the muscles too. So we do have those patented too.
Okay. I didn't see any mention of the team in your video. Who is the team? Where is this company based? Is it
the company is based in Fremont as of now, as we speak. We do have almost like 4 people right now in the team. I'm leading the marketing. Dr. Guna is leading the research and all. And we do have a couple of clerical staff. So this is basically right now what we have found. So when we have funded, then we can recruit more and expand in a bigger way, you know. And this is a very promising product we have, because I know for sure when it comes to, especially only for one particular thing, for diabetic ulcers, especially for wound ulcers, the market here is like more than $9 to $12 billion, you know, and especially VA has a budget of $2 billion. So I know for sure.
Let's go back to the team. So who's the CEO?
The CEO is Dr. Guna.
And what is his background?
He's a PhD scientist, a nanotechnology scientist. Yeah.
So it's run by a PhD scientist. Okay.
Correct.
Understood. Okay. And then you presented a very detailed competitive matrix, and I didn't have, and of course you ranked high on every criterion. But what's important in this market? What have you learned from the market itself about what is really the differentiator competitively?
May you please repeat the question? I'm not able to hear you well, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Competitive matrix. What's most important to the marketplace?
So for us, the very important criteria for marketing is basically like, this product literally heals the wound in 4 to 5 days, whereas the other products takes 15 to 17 days, So the healing rate is faster. The height of it, when we tried on the burns patient and all, it substantially reduces the pain when compared with any other competition which is on the market right now. And those are all like synthetic. And because when you do a lot of synthetic thing, as Dr. Manish spoke earlier, can we do synthetic form? But when we do a lot of synthetic bovine, so what happens is it doesn't cross-link, so that's a problem we have it, So our product is basically non-cross-link. So when we do a cross-linking process, then the healing process slightly reduces and take a longer duration for healing.
And who do you sell to?
Pardon?
Who do you sell to?
Oh,
Who's your
yeah.
target?
So we are right now selling to all the hospitals, all the doctors who does a wound care at their clinics, because the reimbursement is also great when compared with Medicare, Medi-Cal. We are focusing more, concentrating on Kaiser, Sutter, these type of giant hospitals. And we are working on that, especially like army clinics, like VA clinics. We are focusing more on firefighters, police and all, because firefighters, they basically, their job is to fight the fire, and there can be a lot of hazards, burns, and also for those type of burns, definitely this is one of the things. So these are the things we are working right now presently in US. And also, like, we are working with some few companies to market abroad. So we're already talking with almost like 4 to 5 countries right now as we talk.
So perhaps I missed it. What is your current revenue?
Almost $1.5 million right now.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thanks.
So one question, Mo. Instead of raising, dilutive venture capital, why not try to license this in a country or an area that you're not gonna, you have no time, you're trying to grow in the United States, diabetic foot ulcers, huge problems in many parts of the world. Why not find a country and a pharmaceutical distributor who's already working with, hospital systems and so on throughout the Middle East, get a big upfront fee and get a royalty, have them sell, prove, keep this market yourself? Have you looked at anything like that?
Exactly, James. We are already working with those type of things. We are already working with a couple of distributors in Gulf, in Middle East, especially in Muscat and Qatar. We are also working with a couple of Japanese company, but they have saying that you have to come and establish a factory here. So that's the thing. But we're also working with Bhutan, with Burma, Nepal. We are working with one more country. That's
it sounds like such a good opportunity that I'm surprised you would have to raise money and not just get some licensing fees for areas that you're not looking for, keep the markets you want to keep, and grow it that way.
That's true, James. What you said, we align, our thought processes align exactly the same. But we just started looking into it a couple of months only. Like, we are brand new to this. And what you said is absolutely right. So that's why we are going to do that, and we're already working on it. Yeah.
Okay, actually, I have similar thoughts with James. So as a 25 years company, you're gonna have a hard time to convince investors to invest. Why not looking for different financial? Have you tried financing options, licensing? Have you tried the last 6 months or after you got approval?
To be very frank, the whole thing, the wheel started moving it only from as of January, so we are on a process of trying many things at a time. I'm just one person right now to do a lot of marketing and all, but definitely we are planning to grow horizontally and vertically, and definitely the suggestion, what you put it, we are already looking into it, but still we are not getting a favorable response at this moment. Have I answered your question, David?
Okay, got it. You haven't tried yet. So, okay, thank you.
And this is my first time talking or pitching to entrepreneurs, investors.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Mo.
Thank you, David. Thank you for the panel. Thanks a lot.
Great luck to your product. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, next one is the Life Therapeutics. Okay, let's move on. George. George
Yes.
from Higinnia, you ready?
I am ready.
Turn on your video.
Is it on?
No. As usual, just do a 30-second introduction particularly about yourself. Then we start the question and answer session.
Okay. My name is George Scritchfield.
George, sorry, your video is still not on.
There we go. You got it, Dave?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is George Scritchfield. I'm the founder and CEO of Higinnia. My background is stockbroker for 30 plus years and serial entrepreneur. I've had a number of different startups. The most successful of which was a medical test for calcification in one's heart using an electron beam kind of invention from UCSF. Outside of that, there's been 3 others that, for various reasons, one successful, the others kind of fell by the wayside. But this particular one, we have a lot of excitement over. I'm looking forward to discussing it.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. George emailed me many times about your interest in product. So maybe you can tell us what type of tractions you get lately and about where's your market?
Okay, lately, we did go to China, and it was a company in Silicon Valley paid our way to Beijing to present it to the Chinese, and they were very, very excited about it. But right after we went there, their economy fell flat, and we lost interest, and we ran out of money, so we couldn't pursue it. So when the COVID virus took hold, we decided to revive the company, and we've had a lot of interest. We have a letter of interest from John Muir Health. We have a letter of interest from the San Francisco Airport, and we have a letter of interest from Dental Services Group, which is servicing 10,000 dental offices. So that's that's what we have recently. Would you like me to present the company?
This is Rio. I have questions. As you know, the many, the grocery shops or the retail shops, they have a hand sanitizer instead of the UVC. What's the most challenge for you to compete with those spray type hand sanitizers?
Well, the acceptance of the UVC light, the tanning booths created a problem early on, but we have a less than a watt UVC light bulb. It's extremely safe. I have 3 consultants. One is a dermatologist at Harvard, professor at Harvard Medical School. Another is a professor at University of Minnesota and a PhD in microbiology. And another, Dr. David Sliney, who has a list of degrees. Each one have written me white papers to testify to the safety and efficacy of the UVC light. So I think initially it was just that it was unknown. People don't understand UVC light. And I think now with it's gotten a lot more press, a lot more people are interested in starting to understand it.
Recognition. Okay.
Hi, George. Minesh here from England. I wanted to congratulate you on your video. I thought the video was very well done. It clearly explained what the problem was and what the solution was and what the different areas within the solution that you could cover. Can you tell us a bit more about the company, about the health of the company, who is in it, who does what bits?
Sure. I have two partners. One is an immunologist in Walnut Creek, and he is a consultant to several of the drug companies, national drug companies. Another partner was the chief technology officer for Best Buy for 9 years, and he's now a worldwide technology consultant doing many different things. Each one of those guys is very much into this company and very excited about it. So currently, I'm not sure, what was the follow-on question you had? Apologize.
No, it was about different people and their main roles and general sort of in terms of sort of within inverted commas, the health of the company. So what are the numbers looking like and things like that?
Okay, so we're a startup. We have no sales. We have letters of interest only, and we have prototypes that are ready to be manufactured. I think probably in this particular space, I think the biggest interest is we can get to the market in volume in 5 months, whereas competitors that have a similar idea, although I haven't found anybody that's using this UVC light as a hand sanitizer, but other sanitizers with the same idea of using the digital video screen to monetize the system, got a couple of years before they get to the market, a couple of years of development, and then they have to market, etc. So I think we have about a 1.5 year head start on others.
And any patents?
Any what?
Any patented technology?
I'm sorry, any what?
Is the technology patented in any way? Do you have a patent on it?
Oh, patent. We have, early on, we felt like that the hand sanitizer companies, the Johnson & Johnson, etc., who make tremendous amount of money on these hand sanitizers, even though they don't have the efficacy that they should have. So we felt like we should have something, because we felt like we would be immediately attacked for the UVC light aspect of it. So one of the, Dr. David Slaney wrote us a piece saying that if you use the UVC light 5 times a day, 5 times a week for 20 years, you would increase your chance of a problem by 0.0173%. So basically no problem at all. But we have a patent on hand sanitizers. If you try and use the hand sanitizer a 6th time in a day, through the facial recognition cameras, the sanitizer will not come on for the 6th time. So that patent's been issued.
Okay, great. Thank you, George. So let's thank you, George. Good luck with your company.
Thank you very much.
Our next company. So, Chitra, you ready? And Akos.
Hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good morning. Go ahead, do a 30 seconds introduction. So you have a very cute video. So go ahead, start.
Thank you so much. So my name is Ékos Balog. I'm the founder and CEO of MoScales. Our goal is to help to get people's life and health change. My background, I'm an economist. I've been a serial entrepreneur in the past 30 years. I did beauty, manufacturing, international distribution. And my biggest challenge is to bring this company alive.
Do we still have time?
We still have time?
So with this case, we are building a wellness ecosystem that is provide all the necessary tools consumers need to maintain their well-being. So we have a smartphone case, which is measuring body fat percentage, stress, HRV, and alcohol content. And this device will be connected to our own application where consumers can engage in different plans and programs like workout plans and stress and mood management. And because everyone is different of us, we have a subscription model for more advanced programs and one-on-one wellness sessions. Our device is patented and Apple MFI licensed.
Okay, so thank you. So maybe let me start with a question about the technology. So by embedding technology in the case is pretty easy, and many companies have done so in the past. So I'm wondering, what is your core technology?
Our initial idea was to iterate a device, a gadget, which has all-in-one. If you see the picture, this is a very complex, a very small and a lightweight unit, which is attached to the smartphones. So people don't need to wear any wearables, they don't need to charge, they don't need to Bluetooth connect, while they are still having the same measurement and accuracy got on their daily life activities.
So I have two questions.
Yes.
Yes, Rio.
Is it already in production and then you're selling to someone else? Do you have any customers already?
Not yet. We are negotiating with customers.
Okay.
Our biggest customer and the biggest target is Apple stores and Apple online, where we are already negotiating about how to get into their system. Basically, we are on a price fight, and we are at pilot production. So we like to go and make the first 15 or 2,000 pieces, and those will be released to piloting and to the first pioneer users.
Okay, that was my second question. So what price range are you looking at per unit?
I like to sell for 129 US and 129 euros in Europe.
Okay, got it. And then to produce you mentioned 2,000 units, how much do you need?
The 2,000 units will be for the piloting, and,
okay.
And then we'd like to go to the mass production.
How much?
For the pilot production, we'd like to raise about $1 million.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
A couple of questions from me, Ékos. You mentioned you're measuring body fat and alcohol levels. How is that being done? What is the technology?
The body fat is via impedance level. We got impedance sensors on the side of the case, and while customers are holding the phone, we're going to have an electric signal through the body. So it's similar like a body scale, like Weetings or Nokia products, but it's a smaller surface. And the breath alcohol content, we have a small alcohol sensor built in next to the microphone. And while people talk or while people breathe into the unit, we can measure, and we're going to show like green, yellow, orange, or red levels to make sure that customers could drive home, for example, if they go out to a party.
And my second question is the unit, how much weight does it add to the phone? What sort of weight is it?
38 grams in total, so it's very light. You won't even realize. It's like a normal phone case because the sensor seals itself are really minimal in weight.
And any user experience data you have to share?
We have our in-house lab test, and we are fully approved by Apple MFI programs. So Apple people already saw and approved the product. They are very excited about the body fat and about the breathalyzer. The HRV and the stress factor is something which is a little bit special because HRV they measure on the watch, but stress is something really new for all of us. Thank you, sir.
And are you going to provide that data to the provider side, or you're going to analyze that data by yourself?
Yeah, very good question. Thank you so much. First of all, we are connected to the Apple Health Kit as well as to the Google Fit programs. And we're going to use the data, we're going to analyze, and we're going to provide daily recommendations and programs to the customers via our application. And the application has two parts. One is free programs, so those are the basic programs, and the second one is an upgraded based on subscription service, which is more personalized. Also, we have negotiation with different telecom service providers who want to have our data implemented into their own ecosystem. It's not a secret, we are talking to one of the biggest Japanese cell phone provider company, and they want to iterate our data and our application into their own system.
Okay, yeah, very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
So what happens to the Android ecosystem? Hello?
Because he's asking you a question, what happens to the Android ecosystem? I think he's frozen.
Okay.
Yeah, his connection is frozen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's conclude the question and answer session now. Let's move on. So all the judges had received a link. Is a Uber conference link. And call in right now. We do an internal discussion, and you should take a look at form as well. And after that, we should be very quick, 5 to 7 minutes, and come back to announce the winner and do a final feedback to all the presenters. And all the presenters, you're welcome to turn on the video and chat a little bit.
Yeah. So they switch us off, and they switch us off. We didn't take.
He's back here.
Yes, we are back.
There was a question, what happens to the Android ecosystem?
Yes, thank you, sir, for the question. We are already working on Android devices. The main differentiation is on this device, we are using Lightning connector. On the Androids, those are USB-C, and we are also partnered with Samsung developer programs. So we are ready to launch. However, we'd like to start with the Apple products because that's the highest number of users in the US are the Apple ones.
The $130 price point you mentioned, is that the cost or is that the price point to the end user?
No, that's the MSRP for the end user. Our cost is the standard, like 25% from the MSRP.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, moving now.
Hey, Akos, just do shoot me the link for your product, man. I would love to take a look at it. Is it already available in the market?
No, it's not available yet. It's going to be pre-ordered in the next 2 months.
I see. Do shoot me the link. Yeah, it's a kind of an interesting product.
I do that immediately, sir.
So Mo Polani, this is Ram. I listened to sat through the presentation. It's an interesting product. I think ulcers are very interesting, important things to solve. Yeah.
Thanks,
Yes.
Ram. Thanks.
And you're selling in the Bay Area. I was in California for around 9 years before moving to Chicago.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'm based in California in Silicon Valley. So
Where exactly? I was in Cupertino for 9 years.
Fremont.
Fremont. Oh, okay. Nice.
That's a small hub, like most of the Indian.
Yeah. It's a small.
That's where our company is. But I live in Livermore, a place known as Livermore.
Yeah, I know Livermore Temple.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
I'll shoot you my email address. So do shoot me LinkedIn. I would love to stay in touch. I would love to understand your distribution strategy.
Sure.
And, anyway, we are setting up distribution, and I'd love to explore synergies and see how it works.
Sure, definitely. We'll work together. Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
Nice talking to you, Ram.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
David, we were disconnected in the last seconds on our presentation. We don't know if there were any questions which we didn't answer.
No, we just had one question which you answered, so that's fine.
Thank you.
Android. Right.
Thank you. All right.
Hello, we are back, and judges just has a result right now. So I'm gonna ask everybody to turn on your video if you can. So just a second. Okay, I'm going to start a new live streaming session. Just a second.
Okay.